So there are broad applications of this next generation sequencing technology. I think 2 of the patients on our clinic schedule can highlight the way that this can be utilized. So for the 3rd patient of the day with dilated cardiomyopathy, you can see this is, I think, a pretty typical family history. You have a young patient recently diagnosed with dilated cardiomyopathy who has a paternal aunt who died in the teenage years, sudden death of an unknown cause. So this may be related, it may not. She has very limited contact with her father, and so you're left with a lot of questions and not a lot of answers in terms of what the recurrence risk might be to her brother and her nephew. Those of you who know about DCM will know that it's most commonly due to acquired causes. 20 to 50% of cases are believed to have some kind of genetic basis. The inheritance can be dominant, recessive, or X-linked, and more than 20 genes have been identified that are associated with DCM. This patient would be considered to have idiopathic DCM since it's unclear whether the family history is related to her diagnosis, and workup for other acquired causes was negative. So now you can order a DCM genetic testing panel that includes over 20 genes done by next generation sequencing. A panel like this would detect a mutation in at least 20% of patients with a familial form of DCM. In our particular example, a mutation was identified in the MYBPC3 gene. And so obviously you all know that this gives you a lot of opportunity in terms of what you do now with the rest of the family. So she contacts her father. He's never had any symptoms of DCM, but he agrees to have testing and is found to have the mutation. And he has an echocardiogram that reveals evidence of DCM. So you now have information that's important for his medical management. You also can use this to test other at-risk family members, including her brother, who to everyone's relief was negative, so you don't have to be concerned about her nephew as well. So you've given this family some important information for medical management and been able to alleviate some of their concerns about recurrence risk. So I think, with all of these technologies, there are obviously a lot of potential different applications. I think the most versatile is next generation sequencing, and over time that's where you're really going to see a lot of development in terms of clinical diagnostic options for your patients. But these are just a few examples of some of the clinical applications that are currently available that are utilizing these technologies.